Welcome back to another video, my friend. I'm Blake and you're you, and this is Kaya Blink, a homebrew for Explorer. So let's get right into this deck. First off, we're building around today Kaya the Inexorable, the 5-mana Orzhov Planeswalker, +1, put a ghost form counter on up to one target non-token creature. It gains when this creature dies or is put into exile, return it to its owner's hand, and create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Or you can -3 to exile target non-land permanent. And then it has a nice ultimate that you sometimes get to do, which gives you an emblem. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may cast a legendary spell from your hand, from your graveyard, or from among cards you own in exile without paying its mana cost. So this is going to let our creatures die and come back to our hand, which pairs really nicely with enter the battlefield effects. So let's just start going down, start at the low end of the curve and work our way up. So we have 3 Fatal Push for removal. It's just really good. 2 Charming Prince to give us a secondary blink effect, because this 2-mana 2/2 can come in and you get to exile another target creature you control and then return it to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. So you see a theme, we're going to kind of blink stuff in this Grixis deck. We also have 3 Deadly Disputes, just good card draw and treasure creation. 3 Valki, God of Lies. Now this is good for a couple reasons. The main reason it's in here is because, 1, if it dies and comes back, we get to do the thing again, but it also is a big tempo play to play this on turn 2, take our opponent's best creature they're trying to curve into, and make them at least do a little extra work to get there. So that's the main reason it's in the deck. And occasionally, when the games go long, because this deck plays very control-y, you get to play Tibalt for just amazing, amazing card draw potential. We are running 2 Kroxa because it's just kind of 2-mana good stuff, and it can come down on turn 2 as a good play. 2 Meathook Massacres because it's the best board wipe in the game right now. 3 Elite Spellbinder has a really nice ETB, comes in on turn 3. We're really playing a control-y kind of slow our opponent down kind of vibe. 3 Murderous Riders because it's a kill spell that gets to come back to our hand if we can put a ghost form counter on the Murderous Rider side. So that's really good. Very similarly with the Bonecrusher Giant, it's 2 spells you get to put back into your hand if you get to put the ghost form counter on it. Because you get to stomp something, play the giant. If you can put a counter on it, it comes back to your hand and you can do both things again. Now one of my favorite combos in the deck is with the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. You get to play the 1/1, the Shaman on the first iteration, but if you flip this thing to the Reflection of Kiki-Jiki and put a counter on the Reflection, you get to put it back into your hand and play the whole Fable all over again. It's an amazingly good combo in this deck, and it's really the biggest reason that I made this a Grixis deck and not a straight Orzhov deck. I do only have 2 copies because I'm working on building my collection right now, but it's still really good. We have 3 Ravenous Chupacabra, comes down, destroys a creature, comes back to our hand, is actually a big, big worker in the deck. And then the 4 Kayas we mentioned, 1 Massacre Girl as kind of like a weird top-end board wipe. It pairs pretty nicely with us making a bunch of 1/1 spirits, and actually I think it's pretty good. And then just to top off the curve with some extra card draw / removal, 1 copy of Liliana Dreadhorde General puts in a lot of work. Whenever a creature you control dies, we draw a card. We kind of want that to be happening anyway with the ghost form counters. We can plus it to make a black zombie, or we can -4 to make each creature sacrifice 2 creatures. And usually, if we've got the combo going, one of our creatures gets to come back to our hand anyway, and so it becomes a total blowout. For lands, I'm just running what I had between shocks and pathways, and just kind of getting the job done. So this deck is incredibly fun to play. Now I want to make one quick plug. I am trying to grow this channel, and the thing I need right now is subscribers to get monetized. So I know subscribing means basically nothing on YouTube anymore because your feed is pretty much worked out for you. But if you would like to consider helping the channel, please consider subscribing because that would actually help me a lot. So without further ado, let's jump into this video and get some games in with Kaya Blink Grixis. Okay, looking at our opening hand, we are going first. Pretty awkward only seeing 2 lands here. This does give us a Valki play, and then we could go into Spellbinder as long as we find 1 land. I think we're going to be a little bit greedy here and just assume we're going to draw into our 3rd land. We're going to be able to make big tempo plays on the creature side, and we are jumping in. Now we are in a new season of Ranked right now, so we are in Gold. That's where we were reset after the last season. Just started today, actually, and so we're going to get all kinds of weird matchups probably. Some people that are really good will be dropped down to Gold, and some people that are maybe not so good will be in Gold. So we'll see what kind of interesting decks we play against. That's probably where this deck belongs, as a non-really meta deck. It's really not a true meta deck, and so putting it down against all kinds of random decks is probably the place to be. So let's see what we're going up against here. We have a snow deck of some kind. Probably just want to hit the Priest here. Hydroid Krasis is also very good. Priest is probably not too big of a worry. Let's make that Hydroid Krasis cost a lot more in the late game. I think will be the way to go. It is, interestingly enough, not a card we can really transform into, because then we will just die. So they can have this Priest here, and we're going to really, really hope that we draw this third land. Otherwise, things are going to get a little bit awkward. Fatal Push will at least hold off the opponent here for a minute, making them draw something good. So they got the Replicating Ring, and now we're just kind of waiting and hoping we draw that land. Come on, let's go land. Let's go land. That is really unfortunate. Let's just keep going, I guess. Still waiting for a land. Pretty awkward and uncomfortable. So they could do that to make us sacrifice our Valki. But at that point, we just get to play another Valki, which is kind of fine. That's terrible. This really sucks. I should have mulliganed. I got too aggressive. But that is the price you pay for being greedy. So we're just going to try to hold it out. Luckily, our opponent is playing some weird deck that isn't really doing anything. So we're kind of fine with it for the moment. My turn again. Nothing. We will wait. Again. Okay. Hey, Richard. Okay. Okay. Let me write that down. Or I will forget that. Okay, let's see. Piece of paper here. Alright, and you said July 6th? And be there by what time, you think? Okay, by 8. Okay, sounds good. Yep, nope, no problem. Talk to you later, bye. Alright, I got a phone call there, sorry. Let's keep rolling. Luckily, the Fatal Push can hit the Krasis if he so chooses to leave it up to us in this situation here. Jorn, you got it. That's not very good for us. 1 second, check something here. Okay. Sure. Land. Okay, guys, this is just ridiculous. We're going to keep fighting it out because they haven't done anything yet enough to prove that they aren't going to win. Double Hydroid Krasis, that's unfortunate. But if we can just draw a land, and if we can get to like an eventual Massacre Girl, we could kind of be fine, I feel like. But this is pretty unfortunate that they're getting to do so much while we just wait to draw a single land. It's actually just terrible. It's just terrible, guys. Yep, they get the big Krasis, gonna draw 2. That's pretty backbreaking. 4/4 flyer is pretty gnarly. Luckily, we can just kill it with a Fatal Push at least. So that's helpful. We're gonna hold off and keep this other Hydroid Krasis under the Valki for a while. Because getting to do that again after Jorn is actually pretty good. Sure, more ramp. Why not? Why not? Land. Okay. Jeez, it's about darn time. What is the play? He can do what? -X, -X. Do we shock this, Fatal Push this? Probably. That's probably better than playing Spellbinder. Spellbinder can block Jorn, though. So I'm kind of on the Spellbinder because it gets to block Jorn. And then we'll just take the Hydroid Krasis damage, and then we can kill it next turn. Sure, they got 2 of those, I guess, huh? Target creature gets -X or exile up to target a bunch of cards from one graveyard. Okay, great. We will get to kill Jorn this turn if we so choose. He'll probably just hit this with one of these interventions, though. That would be pretty smart. If we can just get to a Massacre Girl, I actually think we can still come back from this somehow. I still do kind of think that. Yeah, that is to be expected. And then he just gets to play it down. That's going to be pretty gnarly. It's going to be pretty good. That will be a good play. Sure. Yeah, that's amazing. But we are going to take Jorn from him at least. Okay. We might just lose still. I mean, you just can't take that long to do stuff, can you? We'll see. If we don't draw another land this turn, I'm probably going to give it to them. Because our plays are getting into our top game is what's going to give us a chance. Okay, great, sure. Yeah, that's amazing. That is amazing. Okay, Blood Crypt. Sure. First things first, Fatal Push this. And then see what I want to do with my mana. Does paying this 2 help us at all? Probably not. We'll just do this and then we'll shock the Sculptor. I guess I actually should have shocked it now. I guess we'll shock it now in this phase so that they don't get to create that 1 extra mana. Is probably pretty good. Now Massacre Girl is worse because we don't have a 1 toughness out anymore. So that's a little awkward, but putting down a Kaya to hit the Hydroid Krasis might do enough for us if we're lucky, depending on what they put out here. They've gotten to draw a lot of cards. That's really unfortunate. Very good on you. Very good on you. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. If we can also just grow the Massacre to be big enough, that would be pretty awesome.
Let me show you what.
But I think we're just too far behind on mana to actually come back from this, probably. Probably. We'll see. Ouch. Show me another land, please. Okay, that's pretty bad. These are gonna start to get up to be back-breaking. I guess we gotta pay this life. I think we just lose, right? I'm always a fan of playing it out, though. Let's make them play the game. Let's make them play the game. We got Meathook Massacre. Next turn, if we draw a land, we could do it for 4 and gain some life, and that would be pretty awesome. That could actually be pretty sweet. Sure.
The mysteries of life are endless.
They are kind of pressured into going at Kaya here as well. Yeah. Okay. Sure. What you got for me?
I'm just gonna fade out.
Play something small. That'll do. Play something else small. Play one more small thing. Do we massacre? What do we do here? I'm tempted to massacre. These aren't doing that much, and that gets rid of their threats. I think we massacre at 3. We'll gain a little life. My computer's going to quit working because it sucks. I think it's actually internet. My computer's actually pretty good. I got a new one finally. So we'll see if this works. It's going to gain us a little life, buy us some time. These priests are doing nothing. I think we might come back from this, guys. That would be crazy. Next turn, Spellbinder is going to be pretty good, or we can just go Fable also. Not bad. Putting down a Spellbinder turns on the Massacre Girl much easier, so that could also be a pretty good play. He's going to have 1 billion mana in about 4 turns, though, so that's going to get pretty wild. Sure. How did he do that on that turn? Oh, it's that. It's the ring. That's tough. That's tough, guys. Wow. You just get to play something every turn? That's unbeatable. It's practically unbeatable. Holy cow. Only 3 mana to do that? Jeez. That's wild. That is wild. Oh my gosh. What is he going to have here? What kind of play is this? You don't get to keep it. You have to do something with instant speed. You can't keep it into the second main, right? He's got like 30 mana if he has a big X spell. That'd be hilarious. I hope he does. I want to see it go. What do you got, Ziraz, K? Show us your move. Show us your move here, man. Show us your 30 mana move. Oh, he gets to flash it. That's really cool. That's really cool. Good on you. I'm going to give you that game. That's a sweet play. Good on you. Let's see what the deck can actually do when we draw lands, though. Okay, once again, missing a color, but getting 3 lands is much better than just getting 2. And turn 2 Valki is always nice. Will give us some more info. I think this is a totally keepable hand, and we'll hopefully actually get to showcase the deck. We also can at least play all of the cards in our hand at the moment, so that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. Great. Then we go Valki. Perfect. What you playing here? Ixidor. Life gain shenanigans. That's fine. Haven't seen Mystic Reflection in a while. I forgot how weird stuff gets when you play on the low ladder. Gets pretty weird. Okay, Foretell. I don't think I know what that card is. Sure. We will put this in. Get all of our colors. You go right ahead. I might even sack this so that I can get Kai out next turn. Is that silly? It's probably pretty silly. Probably just supposed to be patient here. For sure. Now that I have the Chupacabra, though, it gets kind of interesting. Well, we'll just hold up this dispute. That's totally fine. Sure, do your thing. Do your thing. What does this get to... Only comes in as a creature. Wonder what they're hoping to copy here. Nice. This will be pretty sweet, guys. Get to see the combo really work. This gets to hit any non-land permanent, so that's amazing. Setting up ourselves very nicely here. Then if they play a creature, we get to put in the Chupacabra and put the Ghost Form counter on that. And then if they don't, we just put it on Valki, and we're totally happy with that. Yeah, great. We will put in this Foundry tapped. We're going to put a Ghost Form counter here so that if they are able to kill it, it comes back to our hand. And at this point, I'm pretty tempted to Deadly Dispute it, and it will come right back to our hand. I think that's probably the way we're going to go here. I think that sounds pretty sweet. That also could turn on Tibalt, which could be pretty good. Put a lot of pressure on. So we'll see if they have anything to actually play that matters here, though. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to dispute this to bring back Valki. You can have the Mimic because it's only coming in as a creature anyway. And it's only coming in as a creature they control. At which point, we have the Chupacabra. Lovely. Lovely. Ooh, it might even be worth going, well, we don't have Kroxa turned on yet. So, let's go Tibalt and show the fun Tibalt shenanigans off. Sure, you can have that counterspell. That is fine. We'll put the pressure right on. We're just going to plus Kaya. Get her up there a little higher. Now we're just chilling. We've got a lot of dangerous things we can be doing. Really don't know what they're trying to play. They've got a Glasspool Mimic, so they have some creature in the deck that they feel is worthy enough to be copied. But so far, we're just seeing Maze Mind Tomes. And the other life gain thing, the Elixir. There you go. That's something. It's really something. Yeah, you can have that. Sure, sure, sure. We're going to start with the Chupacabra. Kill Daxos. And then, nifty little combo that we get to immediately put a Ghost from counter right on that Chupacabra, so that if it dies, we get to just kill another one of their creatures. I want a black mana to play a Kroxa. And then now we're really rolling, honestly. Really putting a lot of pressure on. Lovely. It's looking good. Looking good. Next turn, if we need to, if they play something too crazy, we can also Massacre, put the Chupacabra back in our hand. Is not a bad play. Okay. I think we eventually just win this unless they play a threat, but they are digging for something. They're certainly digging for something. Don't know what it is, though. Exile all creatures, exile all graveyards. Yeah, that'll do some work. That will do some work. The farewell does kind of hurt us. Luckily, when this creature dies or is put into exile, still comes back to our hand. Doesn't even matter. Kaya is amazing, guys. It's so cool. My turn. We're just going to do a little Liliana here. That's going to be beast mode. If you kill another creature, then we get to start drawing cards, so that's pretty awesome. We're just going to plus her for 0. Boost. Then we will go ahead and put down a new Kroxa. Discard again, my friend. I'm feeling quite good. I'm feeling quite good. Let's see what they're going to hit here. They put out a Mimic. Still don't know what they're trying to mimic. Oh, that's an awesome little mini combo I did not know about. That sacrifices itself, so you get to draw off of Liliana. How wonderful. Nice, very nice. Don't really need another Kaya, but who knows? Maybe they'll have a Kaya kill spell, or they'll get rid of all planeswalkers or something like that. Could be bad. Sure, so it's apparently mono white devotion with no white creatures in it. Oh, what's it coming in as? Are they just giving up? Oh, I don't think they meant to cast that. Or they get to enter as these? Oh, I see. That was maybe supposed to eventually be a combo, make a whole bunch of tokens. Well, let's keep going. It would have been cool, but it didn't work. Let's keep going. Okay, a little bit of a slow start, not playing anything until turn 3, but with all of our colors and being on the play, I think we're totally fine to keep here. Also have double black for the Rider is pretty sweet, so let's put this guy in tapped right there. Nice. Pass again. Spellbinder turn 3 on the play. Feels pretty darn good, I think. Pretty sweet card, especially when they're not able to play anything. We're going to get a chance to hit the whole hand. So let's see what our opponent's playing here. Okay, definitely playing fight rigging. And unfortunately, they've got double fight rigging. So we're going to take down the Shakedown Heavy to try to stop off that 3-drop shenanigans. Definitely Rider will be pretty important here to hold that Rider up so that we can destroy whatever they need to whenever they get to put a counter on some giant thing with 6 power and toughness. So we're going to get our Rider ready and hope that they don't draw anything that they need. They're going to need 2 more lands to get the Gargaroth out, and as long as they don't draw another Shakedown Heavy or a Rotting Regisaur, we should be okay. Okay, we're going to let that happen. Massacre Girl is probably pretty bad in this matchup. They're just 1 land away from playing the Gargaroth, at which point we're in a real bad spot unless we draw a second kill spell. So this is going to be a pretty awkward match. Plus, they've also got 5 mana Shakedown heavy, so we're kind of really in trouble here. Ooh, interesting. If there was one of these, we could play Kaya and get rid of it. But since there's 2, that's a lot riskier. They're just a land away. What's the play here? We're going to attack first while I think about it. I mean, if we play Kaya now, -3, get rid of 1, and then they play a whatever the other card is, there's a chance we just straight up lose to that. But if they play something, we know they have a lot of creatures that can work. Man, my internet, guys. I'll cut to it if it comes back or if we just lose this game. Well, guys, it appears my arena is broken. So that's going to be all we have for today. Thank you for joining me for this video. Try out the list if you are interested in Kaya. It really plays out in a really fun way, and I think could also be improved a little bit if you want to put your creative juices into it. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a nice one, and I will see you in the next one.